What if I told you your entire life is about to shift and the universe is already sending you signals? Yeah, I know that sounds wild. But listen, you ever feel like something big is about to happen, even though you can't explain it? Like your soul is quietly packing its bags because it knows change is coming big, transformational, can't go back kind of change. This isn't just your imagination. The universe, your higher self, they're always dropping little hints before a breakthrough. You just have to be awake enough to notice them. So today, we're diving into 3 mysterious signs that you're on the edge of a life-altering transformation, the kind that flips everything upside down and wakes you up to who you were truly meant to be. If you've been feeling off, restless, or like your current life doesn't quite fit anymore, you need to watch this till the end. Let's go. Sign 1. You start seeing strange patterns. Synchronicities are everywhere. Have you ever looked at your phone and it's 11:11? Then later, you see 222 on a receipt. Then 777 on a car plate, and you're like, okay, this is getting creepy now. Except it's not creepy. It's confirmation. These repeating numbers, recurring names, symbols, songs, or even animals that show up again and again, they're called synchronicities. And they're not just coincidences. They're cosmic breadcrumbs. Now I know what you're thinking. But I'm just seeing a bunch of numbers. How does that mean my life is about to change? Let me break it down in the simplest way possible. You see, our conscious minds are always focused on the physical, what we can see, touch, measure. But beneath that surface layer, there's a sea of energy and information like the ocean floor under calm water. Synchronicities are like little waves breaking on the surface, hinting that there's a current underneath a deeper movement in your life that hasn't fully arrived yet, but is building momentum. It's your higher self, your future self, or even the universe itself sending you messages in the only way it can, through patterns. Carl Jung, one of the most respected psychologists of the 20th century, coined the term synchronicity to describe these meaningful coincidences. He noticed that when people were about to experience a significant transformation, whether healing, a realization, or a turning point, they started to experience these kinds of patterns. Think of it like this. Let's say you're in a video game. The designers of that game leave hints in the environment, arrows, colors, hidden doors, all nudging you toward the next level. Synchronicities are like that. They're your next level indicators. But here's where it gets wild. These signs aren't just random. You might be thinking about a career change, and suddenly you keep bumping into people who work in that field. Or you're wondering if you should move cities, and suddenly that city keeps popping up in every podcast, billboard, or book you touch. That's not the universe saying maybe. That's the universe yelling YES. But in a language only your awareness can decode. Let me give you a personal example. A friend of mine was stuck in a toxic job. Every day, she'd think about quitting, but doubt and fear always pull her back. Then one week, she kept seeing butterflies everywhere. On her coffee cup, on her t-shirt, even in the sky. She Googled it. Turns out, butterflies represent transformation, rebirth, new beginnings. That was her wake-up call. She quit the job. 2 weeks later, she got an offer to work in the exact field she'd secretly always dreamed of, and she's never been happier. So what do you do when synchronicities start showing up? Step 1. Pay attention. Start writing them down. Don't overthink. Just document them. Keep a synchronicity tracker in your phone or a notebook. Every time something repeats or stands out in a weird way, log it. Step 2. Ask what it means. Don't be afraid to talk to your intuition. Ask, what are you trying to tell me? Sometimes the message will come right away, like a thought, a feeling, a dream. Other times, it'll come days later when you're in the shower or walking alone. Step 3. Follow the energy. If the signs are pointing you in a direction, take a step. Don't wait for all the lights to turn green. The signs are green enough. Now here's something deeper. Synchronicities often intensify when you're nearing a crossroads, when a new timeline, a new version of your life is becoming available to you. You may not know the whole picture yet, but you'll feel the pull, the excitement, the nervous flutter that says, this might change everything. And guess what? That feeling is your compass. Synchronicities are just the external confirmation of what your soul already knows internally. Here's one more thing people often miss: synchronicities can also be warnings. If you keep seeing a symbol or number when you're about to do something, stop and ask, is this alignment or a caution? Sometimes your higher self is not pushing you forward, it's pulling you back from a cliff. So tune in. Don't ignore the coincidences. They're clues. And here's the truth no one tells you. Once you start noticing these patterns, you can't unsee them. Life stops being random. You start walking through your day like a detective in a divine mystery, and every sign is another puzzle piece. So if synchronicities are popping up for you lately, you're not crazy. You're waking up. The universe is showing you that a major shift is underway, and it's inviting you to participate in the process consciously, boldly, intuitively. This is just the first sign. Let's move on to the second mysterious signal that you're about to undergo a deep, life-changing transformation. And it's one that speaks without a single word. Sign 2. Your gut starts talking louder than your mind. Intuition takes over. You ever get that feeling? That strange, subtle nudge in your stomach, like something is either very right or very wrong, and you don't even know why. Maybe you're about to say yes to something, and suddenly your whole body says, nope. Or maybe you meet someone new, and within seconds, you know I can trust them. That, my friend, is your intuition. And when you're about to experience a life-altering shift, it cranks up to full volume. Now here's the thing. We live in a world obsessed with logic. We've been trained to second-guess anything that doesn't come with a spreadsheet or a bullet-pointed explanation. But real transformation? It almost never starts in your head. It starts in your gut, in that quiet inner voice that doesn't shout, doesn't argue, it just knows. Intuition is your soul's GPS. It's that internal compass that sees the road ahead even when you can't. And before any major life change, it kicks in hard. Why? Because your higher self, the infinite part of you that exists beyond time, already sees where you're heading. And it wants to make sure you're prepared. Think of it like this. You're walking through a forest at night. The path ahead is dark, foggy, unclear. But suddenly, you feel something pulling you left. Not because you heard a sound. Not because you saw anything. Just a feeling. A pull. And when you follow it, you discover a clearing, a safe place, or maybe even the exact path you were looking for. That's intuition. And here's the wildest part. It's always working. Even when you ignore it, even when you doubt it, even when your brain talks over it, it's still there, waiting for you to listen. But during big life transitions, that inner voice gets louder. You'll notice it more often. You'll feel called to spend more time alone. The noise of the outside world starts to feel exhausting, while silence becomes magnetic. You might start questioning things you've never questioned before. Why am I still in this job? Why do I hang out with these people? Why does this life feel so off? And it won't come with panic. It'll come with clarity, like a fog lifting from your eyes. Because intuition doesn't yell. It doesn't rush. It gently opens the door and says, come see what's waiting. But, and this is important, listening to your intuition isn't always easy. In fact, it often goes against what's practical. It tells you to quit the stable job, to walk away from the relationship, to say yes to something scary, unproven, and wildly exciting. It tells you to leap before the net appears. And that's where most people freeze. They want signs, guarantees, a backup plan. But intuition isn't in the business of comfort. It's in the business of alignment. If something feels heavy, draining, lifeless, it's not aligned. If something feels electric, even if it makes no sense, it probably is. The question is, will you trust it? One of the best ways to strengthen your intuition is to create space for it to speak. And how do you do that? Simple. Unplug. Slow down. Meditate. Sit in silence. Journal your feelings, even if they make no sense. Because here's the truth. Your intuition doesn't need to explain itself. It just needs to be heard. You might think, but what if I'm just making it up? That's your mind talking. Your intuition doesn't work through fear. It's calm, grounded, centered. It doesn't rush you, it guides you. Let's get real for a second. How many times have you said, I knew I shouldn't have done that? After ignoring your gut? How many times have you felt something was off, but convinced yourself to go ahead anyway? And how many times did your inner voice turn out to be right? Exactly. That's why when a big shift is coming, your intuition doesn't leave you guessing. It shows up in waves, in gut feelings, in coincidences, in dreams, in people saying exactly what you were thinking, in songs that speak your emotions better than you can. And the more you listen, the louder it gets. Eventually, your intuition stops being a whisper in the background and becomes the main voice in your life. That's when things get powerful. That's when you stop chasing approval. That's when you stop needing permission. That's when you finally start making decisions from a place of truth, not fear. Because here's what they don't teach you in school. Your intuition is a superpower. It's not fluff. It's not fantasy. It's your most ancient, sacred connection to the universe, to yourself. And when it starts speaking louder than your thoughts, louder than your fears, louder than the outside noise, you better believe something big is on the horizon. If you've been feeling things more deeply than usual, if you're being drawn towards something new, something unknown, that's not random. It's the second sign that you're on the edge of a transformation. And now, let's talk about the third sign, a realm even more mysterious than synchronicity or intuition, the world of dreams. Sign 3. Your dreams start feeling real, messages from the subconscious and beyond. Have you ever woken up from a dream and thought, wait, was that just a dream? Or was that something more? Like it left a mark on your soul, a residue that clings to you all day. Maybe it showed you something that hasn't happened yet, or something you can't explain. Well, you're not crazy. You're just tuned in. Because when a life-changing shift is on the horizon, your dreams start to act differently. They become vivid, emotional, symbolic, and sometimes they become prophetic. Why? Because dreams are one of the few spaces where the logical mind can't interfere. It's where your soul whispers what your ego tries to ignore. It's where the universe slides in a message while you're asleep, like spiritual mail delivered under the radar. You see, your waking life is noisy. You're bombarded with tasks, responsibilities, and screens. But your dream world? That's the quiet backstage of your soul's theater, where the deep truths play out in silence. And when you're on the edge of a transformation, that backstage gets busy. Let me give you an example. A woman in London once dreamed of water flooding her home. Every night, the same scene played out. A month later, her life partner ended the relationship. Emotionally, she felt like she was drowning. It had nothing to do with literal water. It was symbolic. Her subconscious was preparing her for a wave of emotional change. Dreams aren't always literal. Sometimes they speak in riddles, metaphors, or symbols. You might dream of losing teeth. It doesn't mean you need a dentist. It could mean you're losing control, or about to speak your truth. You might dream of flying not because you're Superman, but because your soul is ready to rise above something that's been holding you down. And sometimes, dreams are premonitions, literal snapshots of what's to come. There are documented cases of people dreaming about plane crashes, natural disasters, pregnancies, business breakthroughs days, or weeks before they actually happen. Like in 1966, before the Aberfan disaster in South Wales, many children and adults reported dreams of black sludge burying their school. It actually happened. Afterward, Dr. John Barker began collecting thousands of such dream accounts. Coincidence? Or subconscious awareness beyond time? Quantum physics already tells us that time isn't linear. In our dream state, we may be stepping outside the usual timeline, peeking into future echoes. Now, here's where it gets personal. If you've been dreaming more intensely than usual, especially about transformation, endings, beginnings, or strange symbols that's not just a byproduct of stress, that's a signal. So what do you do with it? Step 1. Create a dream journal. The moment you wake up, write it down. Don't wait. Dreams fade fast, like smoke and sunlight. Even if it's fragments, emotions, or colors capture them. Over time, patterns will emerge. Certain themes will repeat, and you'll begin to see the deeper story your soul is telling you. Step 2. Reflect on the symbols. What did you feel in the dream? Who showed up? Was it a place from your past? A future you've never seen? Interpretation isn't about strict definitions. It's about personal resonance. One person dreaming of a lion might feel fear. Another might feel courage. Same symbol, different message. Step 3. Meditate before sleep. Before bed, ask your subconscious a question. Something like, what am I not seeing right now? Or what do I need to know to grow? Then sleep. Your dream may respond, because when the universe can't reach you through logic, through signs, or through feelings, it knocks at the door of your dreams. Now here's the beautiful part. The more attention you give your dreams, the more they'll speak to you. It's like tuning a radio station. The more you align your frequency, the clearer the signal. And over time, those dreams won't just be random, they'll become guides. They'll warn you of what to avoid. They'll show you what to embrace. They'll reveal parts of yourself that you've forgotten or buried. And sometimes, they'll give you glimpses of your destiny. Here's a powerful truth. Your dream world is not a distraction. It's a portal. It connects you to your higher self, to your deeper intuition, to timelines and truths that your waking mind isn't ready to see. So the next time you wake up sweating, heart racing, or feeling like you just lived another life in your sleep, pay attention. Because that could be the third mysterious sign that a massive transformation is coming your way. You are not just a dreamer. You are a dream traveler. And the messages you carry back might just change everything. Now let's bring it all together. If this message hit home, you're not alone. Comment below and tell me what signs you've been seeing lately. Let's decode them together. And hey, if you want more content like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a reminder that they're not going crazy, they're evolving. Remember, the universe doesn't scream. It whispers. But once you learn how to listen, you'll never look at life the same again. We'll meet again in the next shift. Peace.